Echoes of stardust. The wind howled across the desolate research outpost, its metallic walls creaking under the relentless assault of Kepler 452 bits' harsh atmosphere. Lyra Novak pulled her thermal jacket tighter, her breath forming small crystals against the reinforced observation window. Outside, the rocky landscape stretched endlessly, a canvas of rust-colored stone and swirling crimson dust. Her fingers traced the holographic display, carefully rotating the fragment of alien ceramic she discovered 3 days ago. Most researchers would have dismissed it as another piece of meaningless archaeological debris, but Lyra saw something different. The intricate molecular structure defied every known classification of material science. "Computer," she spoke softly, "run spectral analysis, cross-reference with Xenorchaeological Database version 12.7. The station's AI responded with a neutral tone. "Analysis in progress, Dr. Novak." Lyra had always been an outsider. Growing up in the overcrowded megacities of South America, she dreamed of something more, of understanding the universe's most profound mysteries. When the Global Scientific Consortium had offered her a position on this remote research station, she jumped at the opportunity without hesitation. Her colleagues thought her obsessive. Her supervisors considered her unconventional. But Lyra knew she was close to something extraordinary. A sharp ping interrupted her thoughts. The computer's analysis was complete. "Anomaly detected," the AI announced. "Material composition inconsistent with known technological frameworks. Quantum resonance signature unprecedented." Lyra's heart raced. This wasn't just another archaeological find. This was something that could rewrite humanity's understanding of extraterrestrial civilizations. The ceramic fragment seemed to pulse with an inner light, its surface etched with microscopic patterns that suggested a level of technological sophistication far beyond human capabilities. Each time she looked at it, the fragment seemed to whisper secrets of a civilization long forgotten. Her communication terminal blinked. An incoming transmission from Dr. Marcus Rayner, her primary investigator back on Earth. "Lyra," his holographic image flickered. "The consortium is getting impatient. Your latest research proposals are too speculative. They want concrete results." She knew what that meant. Funding cuts, potential termination of her research project. Everything she'd worked for could vanish with a single administrative decision. "This fragment," Lyra said, holding up the ceramic piece, "it's different. I can feel it." Marcus sighed, his holographic projection revealing a mix of frustration and concern. "Feel isn't scientific, Lyra. We need data. Verifiable, reproducible data." Before she could respond, a sudden tremor shook the research station. Alarm systems blared to life, bathing the interior in harsh red light. "Seismic activity detected," the computer announced. "External threat assessment in progress." But Lyra's attention remained fixed on the ceramic fragment. As the station shuddered around her, the artifact began to emit a soft, rhythmic pulse, almost like a heartbeat. Something was about to change. Something fundamental. Little did Lyra know that the fragment she held was more than just an archaeological curiosity. It was a key, a bridge between humanity's understanding and a cosmic secret that had been waiting millennia to be discovered. The first echoes of an extraordinary journey were about to begin. Crossroads of destiny. The research station's emergency protocols hummed with an eerie intensity. Lyra's hands moved with practiced precision, securing the ceramic fragment in a quantum-stabilized containment unit. Whatever had caused the seismic disturbance was unlike anything she'd experienced before. "Computer," she commanded, "run a comprehensive external scan. I want every microvariation documented." A holographic display materialized, showing the barren landscape of Kepler 452 bits. At first glance, nothing seemed amiss, but Lyra had learned to trust her instincts, and something felt fundamentally wrong. A sharp notification interrupted her thoughts. An encrypted transmission was attempting to breach the station's communication systems. Most researchers would have triggered standard defensive protocols. Lyra did something different. She traced the transmission's quantum signature. The encryption was unlike any human-developed system. Layers of mathematical complexity that seemed to fold and unfold in impossible geometric patterns. It was beautiful. It was terrifying. "Dr. Rayner," she transmitted back to Earth, "I'm detecting an extraordinary communication attempt. This isn't random interference. It's deliberate." Miles away, in the sterile conference rooms of the Global Scientific Consortium, her message caused an immediate stir. Classified files began to move. Powerful people started making hushed phone calls. The ceramic fragment pulsed again. This time, Lyra noticed something she'd missed before. Microscopic circuits, if they could be called circuits, were realigning themselves. The material wasn't just an artifact. It was alive in some fundamental way. A sudden projection materialized in her research chamber. Not a hologram. Not a transmission. Something else entirely. Fragmented images flickered, alien landscapes, technological structures that defied human understanding, rapid sequences of mathematical equations that seemed to breathe with their own intelligence, and at the center of it all, a single recurring symbol, a geometric pattern that seemed to represent something beyond mere communication. "What are you trying to tell me?" Lyra whispered. The station's external sensors suddenly went haywire. Something was approaching. Something massive. A shadow passed over the research station's solar panels. But this was no natural object. Its movement suggested intelligence, calculation, purpose. Lyra realized she was at a crossroads. The discovery she'd made was far more significant than a simple archaeological find. This was first contact, but not in any way humanity had ever imagined. Her fingers hovered over the emergency transmission protocols. One push would alert Earth's defense networks. Another would isolate the station, protecting potential contamination. A third option whispered in the back of her mind. Communication. Understanding. The massive shadow continued its approach. Whatever was coming had been waiting, watching. And now it was making its move. Humanity's next chapter was about to be written, and Lyra Novak stood at its unexpected beginning. The quantum cipher. The massive shadow resolved into something beyond Lyra's wildest imagination. It wasn't a ship in any traditional sense, more like a living mathematical construct that defied conventional physics. Tendrils of quantum energy rippled around its surface, creating complex geometric patterns that seemed to breathe with an alien intelligence. Lyra's communication systems erupted with competing signals, encrypted messages, mathematical sequences, and burst transmissions that seemed to exist simultaneously across multiple dimensional states. Her training kicked in, fingers flying across quantum decryption interfaces that the consortium had spent decades developing. "This isn't an invasion," she muttered to herself. "This is a test." The ceramic fragment she'd discovered began to resonate, its internal structure shifting in perfect synchronization with the external quantum construct. Lyra realized she was witnessing something unprecedented, a form of communication that transcended language, technology, and perhaps even consciousness itself. A holographic projection materialized in her research chamber, not an image, but a living mathematical equation. Symbols and patterns danced, forming and reforming with impossible complexity. Most researchers would have been overwhelmed. Lyra saw a puzzle waiting to be solved. Her background, a childhood spent in the overcrowded megacities of South America, where survival meant constant adaptation and creative problem-solving, had prepared her for this moment more than any formal scientific training. "Computer," she called out, "activate quantum resonance pattern matching. Cross-reference with xenolinguistic database, priority alpha 0. The station's A hesitated, an almost human moment of uncertainty. "Warning," it responded, "external quantum signature exceeds known computational frameworks. Potential system compromise detected." Lyra smiled. Potential. Not certain. That was all she needed. She activated a series of custom algorithms she developed during years of working on the fringes of human scientific understanding. algorithms that could identify patterns in chaos, that could find meaning in the seemingly incomprehensible. The quantum construct outside began to pulse. Lyra realized it was responding to her attempts at communication. The burst of information flooded her systems, fragmented memories, technological blueprints, glimpses of civilizations that had risen and fallen across millennia. But underlying it all was something distinctly familiar, a pattern of adaptation, of survival, of relentless curiosity. Humanity's greatest strength. The alien construct was studying humanity, not as a potential threat, not as a species to be conquered, but as a phenomenon to be understood. Lyra's hands moved with increasing speed, decoding fragments of the transmission. Each decoded segment revealed more. A warning, a challenge, an invitation. Something was coming, something that would fundamentally change humanity's understanding of its place in the universe, and she was the first to receive the message. The quantum cipher was more than a communication. It was a key, a test, a gateway to something far beyond human comprehension. Outside her research station, the alien construct continued to pulse, waiting, watching, evaluating humanity's potential through the actions of one extraordinary researcher. Stellar convergence. The quantum construct's presence triggered a cascade of events that rippled across human space. Research stations went dark. Communication networks fluctuated. And at the center of it all, Lyra Novak stood as the unexpected pivot point of humanity's greatest challenge. Earth's defense networks scrambled. Military strategists convened emergency sessions. But traditional warfare concepts meant nothing against an entity that seemed to exist beyond conventional physical limitations. Lyra's quantum decryption work had revealed fragments of a larger truth. The alien construct was not just observing. It was testing, evaluating humanity's potential to become something more than just another species in the cosmic landscape. They're looking for something, she transmitted to the consortium's emergency response team. Not conquest, not destruction. Something else entirely. Her communication terminal erupted with incoming data. Military advisors demanded tactical assessments. Scientific teams requested comprehensive data packages. Political leaders demanded immediate action. Lyra saw something different. The quantum construct had begun to reshape the local spacetime around Kepler 452 bits. Gravitational anomalies formed intricate patterns. Quantum fields twisted and realigned with mathematical precision. It was less an invasion and more like a complex experiment. A transmission cut through the chaos. Not from Earth. Not from the alien construct. Something else entirely. Dr. Novak. A voice emerged, carrying a tone of urgency and calculated precision. This is Commander Elena Rodriguez, Emergency Quantum Response Unit. We need your full analysis. Now. Rodriguez represented humanity's most advanced response team, specialists trained to handle scenarios that defied conventional understanding. Her arrival suggested the consortium recognized the extraordinary nature of the encounter. Lyra's research station began to transform. Quantum stabilization fields activated. Adaptive shielding systems came online. Technologies developed through decades of pushing human scientific boundaries. The ceramic fragment she'd discovered weeks ago now pulsed with increasing intensity. No longer just an artifact. It had become a bridge, a translator between humanity and the incomprehensible entity surrounding them. The construct is communicating, Lyra explained to Rodriguez, but not through language. Through potential. Through possibility. Gravitational readings went haywire. The alien structure began to reconfigure itself, creating geometric patterns that seemed to fold and unfold across multiple dimensional states. It was beautiful, terrifying, incomprehensible. Yet Lyra understood something the military strategists and political leaders did not. This was not a threat. This was a test. Humanity's greatest strength had always been adaptation, innovation, the ability to find solutions where none seemed possible. The quantum construct was challenging humanity, asking the simple question, what are you capable of becoming? Rodriguez's voice cut through the chaos. "Dr. Novak, we're preparing for potential defensive measures. What are your recommendations?" Lyra smiled. Recommendations implied a conventional response. And there was nothing conventional about what was happening. "We don't defend," she transmitted. "We communicate." As if in response, the quantum construct pulsed. The entire research station trembled. Space itself seemed to bend and twist around them. The final test was about to begin, and humanity's response would determine everything. Humanity's resonance. The moment of convergence arrived with a silent eruption of quantum energy. The research station transformed, its molecular structure realigning in ways that defied every known law of physics. Lyra stood at the epicenter, the ceramic fragment now fully integrated with the quantum construct, creating a bridge between human understanding and something far more profound. Commander Rodriguez watched in awe as the alien structure began to unfold, not as a weapon, not as an invasion, but as a complex mathematical invitation. "It's a test," Lyra breathed, her voice carrying a mixture of scientific wonder and deep intuition. "They've been watching, waiting, evaluating our potential." The quantum construct revealed fragments of cosmic history, civilizations that had risen and fallen, species that had either stagnated or transcended their initial limitations. And through it all, a recurring pattern emerged: the capacity for adaptation, for growth, for reimagining possibility. Humanity's greatest strength was not its technology, not its military might, but its ability to look beyond the impossible and see potential. The station's systems began to integrate with the alien construct, not through force, but through a delicate dance of mutual understanding. Mathematical sequences danced across holographic displays. Quantum algorithms that had taken human scientists generations to develop were now being rewritten in real time. "We're being offered something," Lyra explained to Rodriguez. "Not conquest, not destruction. A chance to evolve." The ceramic fragment, no longer just an artifact, began to resonate. It was a key, a translator, a bridge between human consciousness and something far more complex. Fragments of knowledge flooded the research station, technological blueprints that would revolutionize human understanding of physics, energy, communication. But more than that, insights into the very nature of consciousness, of potential, of existence itself. Rodriguez watched as Lyra interfaced with the quantum construct. Her movements were no longer purely physical. Something else was happening. A communication that transcended language, technology, perhaps even the concept of individual consciousness. "We're not alone," Lyra said, her voice carrying a depth that seemed to echo across multiple dimensions. "But we're also not insignificant." The construct was evaluating humanity, not as a potential threat, not as a species to be conquered or controlled, but as a phenomenon of cosmic potential. Hours passed in what seemed like moments, or perhaps moments passed in what seemed like hours. Time itself became fluid, flexible. When the quantum construct finally began to recede, it left behind more than just technological insights. It left a fundamental transformation. Lyra turned to Rodriguez, her eyes holding a wisdom that seemed to have aged and expanded in mere moments. "They've been watching," she said, "waiting for a species that could understand, that could adapt, that could see beyond its own limitations." The research station had become something else entirely, a testament to human potential, a bridge between what was and what could be. As the quantum energies settled, Lyra realized the true nature of the encounter. It wasn't a test to be passed or failed. It was an invitation, a challenge, a recognition of humanity's unique place in the cosmic tapestry. The first contact was complete, but humanity's real journey was just beginning.